Undead Unluck chapter 237 is officially out, and this was a heart-wrenching chapter. I'm not gonna lie, I cried during this one because while things have seemingly wrapped up, we still got one last piece of consequences from the events of the last couple of chapters that begins to resolve, and we also get to see how this crazy game actually ends, and I do feel like Undead Unluck has at least 2 to 3 chapters before it ends, due to the pacing and how things are being portrayed with this chapter. This series will probably be over by February, the earliest, and man, I am not ready to see this manga end anytime soon. But again, we got the anime, so that's still there. But before we jump into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. Also, go and check out my anime and manga podcast, Shonen Impulse, on the Panel Focus YouTube channel, where me, Nox, Papa Trophy, and Yatogami talk about a bunch of different manga from 3 different magazines. We're talking about 9 manga in total. Also, I'm starting up a brand new channel called GW Comics, where I'm talking about just American comic books, primarily Marvel and DC. So if you want to help me out with this little side project, go check it out right there. Link will be in the description. I would really appreciate the love and support on this new channel. It's important for small and brand new channels altogether. Now that out of the way, let's jump right into this amazing chapter of Undead Unluck. Chapter 237 of Undead Unluck, titled Game Cleared. As we start off directly after Andy and FUUKO used their soul-powered sword with the heart to slice cleanly through God, aka Sun. As then, light shines forward, as we then see something come down to Earth. And it's revealed that this is Luna, as she is giving the game results. As she says, avoidance of Ragnarok successful. I will now present the reward, as Luna herself is beginning to fade away as well. And in this instance, we see lights all over Sun begin to disperse all across the world. As Luna says that the first reward, and in this beautiful 2-page spread, we see all the lights exude out from Sun, as she says, the complete eradication of Umas. As Luna states that now all of the Umas will simply just exist as laws of the world. And as FUUKO was saying that they become laws, we then get a light as Clothy, the clothes Uma that has been on Andy for ever since the beginning of the series, begins to shine. And it's like, huh? Oh yeah, I count as an Uma too. Also, I just kind of like with how throughout the series, Clothy's face just continuously looks and is end up drawn a lot like Andy's whenever we see Clothy react to like literally anything. And Clothy is one of the most broken characters in the series, considering that he's able to regenerate from almost anything. I just wanted to say that. Clothy underrated as hell. Andy thanks Clothy for sticking with him all this time, but Clothy says, I was just carrying out my rule. Even going as far as to say that he never thought he'd be warned by the very person to take down Lord Sun. Luck really wasn't on my side, I gotta say. As he says, well, them's the breaks, FUUKO begins to start crying over Clothy, as Clothy says, what's a human crying over an Uma for? As he says, it ain't like clothes are going anywhere. Lady Luna said it herself, didn't she? I'll remain as a law. And he also thanks Andy for wearing him all this time. As he says, this is a reward from me to you. I just want to say, it's honestly really sweet that FUUKO is crying over Clothy. While Clothy is literally an Uma and technically their enemy, I just always found it fun that he stuck through all the way to the end of the series and basically just became like one of their best friends and Andy's like main homie and right now biggest wingman, I guess. So yeah, I gotta hand it to Clothy. Never expected to like him when he was first introduced into the story, but the very few roles of speaking lines he's had in this story has honestly warmed me up to his character. But as Clothy says, here's my gift from me to you, as he disappears, he creates a giant wedding dress, as he says, I hope the both of you weave the most wicked happiness. As FUUKO was just breaking down crying, as not only has she got this great dress, but she's basically just lost a really close and very good friend in Clothy. With Andy saying with Clothy disappearing, you're pretty damn wicked yourself, partner. And man, this is honestly really, really cool. And really, really sweet. I mean, look, when Language just accepted her defeat and just basically said marriage for the end of that game and gave Nico and Ichika their wedding ring so they could actually get married after that whole life or death game. This gave off the exact same energy with him just saying, okay, you guys, get together and get married or something. And I just found that kind of sweet at the end of the day. But then Luna says the second reward for completing the final Ragnarok mission, as then someone just appears out of nowhere, that being Kuno, aka Ano, their true personality. The true person behind the persona they created using the G-liner pen to talk and speak to. As they're wondering, wait, you can actually see me? As with that, the second reward for clearing the quest is the extinguishment of all negation abilities. And in the single page, we see every single negator in this series, and their unabilities or negation abilities begin to fade away, as everybody is just incredibly happy as everything is just going back to normal for them. As you get this really nice collage of everybody's abilities just disappearing. As Shen tests out with Moi that his untruth is gone, with Sean closing his eyes and still being seen, Chikara's eyes now being open and being able to see and looking at people without them not being able to move. Victor is dodging Void's attacks as now he's not unavoidable anymore. Phil being able to smile again, Tella being able to speak. It's just a really nice collage of everybody just being able to experience things that they weren't able to experience due to their negation abilities. As FUUKO says, what a relief. Now you can die anytime you want, as both their abilities are beginning to disappear as well. As Andy says to FUUKO as she's smiling, yeah, and now you can touch people whenever you want. But then, we get to see the glow of the heart on FUUKO's chest, as now the third reward of clearing the quest is finally being enacted. As FUUKO says, I know you well enough to know that nothing I say will stop you. I know this might torment you, but as Tatiana comes out of her unbreakable containment suit wearing Billy's jacket, FUUKO hugs onto Andy and says, I want to wear that dress the way I am right now. As Andy says, yeah, leave it to me. As the light shines brighter and brighter as FUUKO holds onto Andy, as Luna announces the final reward, the loss of all artifacts. As the heart shatters on FUUKO, as in that instance, her eyes close, as all the memories and feelings and connections that she's made with everybody throughout the course of the series through all these years shatter and disappear to everyone's shock and horror as Tatiana runs to FUUKO. As she's looking to see if she's okay, FUUKO opens her eyes but has no memory of Tatiana, saying that she's cute but is wondering if she is an idol. And Tatiana is asking why was it just FUUKO? And Luna says that is the price she had to pay. Game cleared. Congratulations. Sun and Luna are almost completely evaporated, with Luna saying, we will no longer intervene in this world. We will simply continue to watch over it as the sun and the moon from here. As FUUKO is just confused after what is going on right now, with Luna saying, a place no one knows, a place with no gods, a world for all of you, as Sun and Moon return to just being the Sun and Moon, no longer interfering in the world of the humans. And as everybody is in their own groups, FUUKO is incredibly confused as to what is going on. As then Andy says, yo brat, you free right now? As the chapter ends, and the final panel of the chapter is Andy and FUUKO in the sunrise. And that ends the chapter. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Clothy going away, FUUKO wanting to hold that dress as she is afraid of losing her memories, saying that she wants to wear that dress with Andy as she is right now, being able to actually touch him without anything bad happening, and crying as her memories just disappear. Man, that hit me hard. I knew that this was the price. Honestly, the fact that it was just FUUKO instead of everybody else that was utilizing the heart ability to boost their power does kind of make sense that this is technically FUUKO's heart that the artifact was attached to. But man, I knew I was gonna feel some emotion, but yeah, this was an amazing chapter, and oh man, I feel so bad for FUUKO, but now she can at least well, touch people without anything bad happening to them. Everybody else in the series no longer is held back by their negation abilities and can do the things that they were always meant to do and love to do without these drawbacks that has kind of nearly destroyed their lives, but did in previous lives, which is honestly really cool. And now Andy can die whenever he wants. He is a regular person right now, and now it seems like he's gonna try and basically start his relationship with FUUKO all over again. So let's wait and see how this all just plays out. We got a good 2-3 chapters left at least for Undead Unluck, depending how this goes. But yeah, I expect all this to just be plain old epilogues, with things ending with Andy and FUUKO officially being together. Maybe a time jump to when Andy officially dies of old age, for all we know. But yeah, it's just really, really crazy that the series is basically over, the final fight's done, and all their goals have just basically been achieved, save for kind of one. And I'm incredibly excited to see what happens next. But how do you guys feel about this chapter? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below, and how do you feel about this final arc and the ending so far as it is? Let me know. Also, I just saw this online and I found this funny. Imagine Andy, due to being so used to being undead for so long, just does something absolutely reckless and ends up dying in the most hilariously stupid way possible. That is not going to happen. The mangaka is not going to troll us like that at the very end of the series. But it's just a funny possibility that people could just do for like an abridged series or a fan comic, which that'd be hilarious. But yeah, I'm happy for this series. I can't wait to read the final chapter when it eventually comes out. And I appreciate you guys checking out all these different reviews for the manga when I just started this up randomly. All that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have an awesome day.